What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. A little bit of a later start today, but for most of you, you won't even notice. I'm doing an old video, one of my favorite videos, just because it's so strange. I find this video very weird to watch. I'm doing Jose Canseco by RiFF. Very interesting artist, RiFF. I think much more talented than people give him credit for necessarily, because he does sort of have this sort of gimmick rapper appearance, and some of that is very intentional, right? He's very sharp. I haven't kept up with him in the last few years. I kind of stopped listening to some of that hip hop, like 2016, 2017. But I always liked him. I always thought he was talented. And I've always wanted to play ball with him because I know he's a big basketball player, and I always wanted to hoop with him. Anyway, we're doing Jose Canseco. It's an early video before he really achieved a lot of mainstream success, or the mainstream success that he did achieve, I guess. But it's a lot of fun, so we'll get into it in just a second. I got my coffee here, and two things. One, I'm not a professional music reviewer. I'm not Fantano. I do not have expertise. I'm not a professional vocal coach. I review stuff that I like, okay? And I do my best to give you a thoughtful review of the track. Part two is don't be a dick. You may not like this song. You may not like RiFF. You may not like me. These things are all fine. It happens. I don't mind if you disagree with my opinion. But I would request just that if you are going to disagree, that you be thoughtful about your comment. Let's try to keep it all positive here. With that out of the way, let's get right into Jose Canseco by RiFF.
You see they hating so much, man. We had to give them their own anthem, man. So this is what I need everybody to do, man. Say, hey, if you see somebody hating, point them out. If you see somebody hating, point them out. If you see somebody hating, point them out. Now if you see somebody hating, point them out. Like, then them haters go like, then them haters go like, then them haters go like, then them haters go.
Yeah, December King, tell me how you sing. Sometimes they don't feel you till you pull up Lamborghini. I'm sitting on them things, yeah, I'm chilling on them choppers. Part-time head turn, full-time jaw drop. Flipping up my phone, touch screen, Motorola. They figured I was bipolar, way I sipped a surface soda. Riff on the blade, candy marmalade. I'm trying to pull this diamond, fat ass Frankie get in the way. CD selling, part-time felon. Sometimes they getting jealous, chop them up like shredded lettuce. I got these haters hot, like global warning, but I swing what I want and get in your ass like that Sherman. It's funny they're playing defense, I'm the only one scoring. You know how it is, back then they didn't want me, now I'm hot to all boring. They're like RiFF just acting black, he just wildin'. Oh, I get it, you just mad cause I'm styling on him, right?
If you see somebody hating, point them out. If you see somebody hating, point them out. If you see somebody hating, point them out. Now if you see somebody hating, point them out. Like, then them haters go like, then them haters go like, then them haters go like, then them haters go.
Shining in the club, riding on dub. Some show love, some mean mug, some choose to hate. Pop tailgate, recline the fifth, dropped in a stay skate.
Bitch, ice that neck.
Ice that wrist, Hawaiian sun kiss, freestyle scientist. Mixing in the kitchen, I got a new formula. Money stretched like Jackie Joyner without a high school diploma.
Moving K-Pex.
Shoes off the rack, making paper stack. Fat pimpin' riff-raff, put 'em in submission. Mucho decisions, diamonds in your vision causing head-on collision. Yellow on my chest, gotta have finesse. Vaseline, saran wrap, 4 birds leave the nest. Know what I'm saying? No, I ain't playing. Throw the keys to the man, yup, wide body of a land.
If you see somebody hating, point them out. If you see somebody hating, point them out. If you see somebody hating, point them out. Now if you see somebody hating, point them out. Like, then them haters go like, then them haters go like, then them haters go like,
I like that song a lot. I think that song is so much fun. It's a great beat. Has one of, it really has got a couple of, but really one of my favorite lines of all time, which is part-time head turner, full-time jaw dropper. I love that line. I think it's so good. It's such a good flex. The video itself, like I get the lyrics, right? If you see somebody hating, point them out, you know, you're looking around, right? But the fact that so much of the video is just him going like this, it's very strange to me. I don't know who was in charge of that, who made that decision, who did the, you know, who did the direction for the video, but I like it. And this is Skinny Jody, Jody High Roller, as he is frequently known. And you know, he bulked up a lot. The Burly Boy, as he also calls himself. And you know, I like skinny RiFF. I like the way this, you know, the braids and stuff look on it. But also the fact that he was able to get jacked like that is a positive thing. It means that he probably, you know, cut out some negative habits in his life that were keeping him from being able to gain weight. So I don't know. You know, I haven't checked in on RiFF in a while. I hope he's doing all right. I hope he's, you know, keeping it 100. And I know he's still making music. There was a movie allegedly at one point. I don't know if that ever happened. But I enjoy RiFF. The thing about RiFF is he takes himself seriously and also not that seriously. I have heard stories about how good he is in the booth. Like, he will just show up and one take it. Like, he is a good rapper. But he also knew that if he wanted to be successful, he needed a gimmick. He went on some MTV show and he totally used the show as a platform for him to basically pump up his status, his name, right? He was trying to get his name out there. He wasn't worried about the show. The show itself was secondary to getting RiFF out there as an artist. And I respect it, right? It's very mercenary. I haven't watched the show. It probably made for good TV if he's just self-promoting the whole time. That's probably an interesting character study. But it worked, right? It worked. I saw him at Warped Tour. He was big enough that he credibly accused James Franco of ripping off his look. Now, James Franco said it was somebody else in Florida or something, but I mean, he looked a lot like RiFF. Now, maybe RiFF ripped off that guy's look in Florida too, but he's had a very, very successful career based off of, you know, freestyles and being a character, right? He is a character. And that works for people. Think about Kiss, right? Shit. Gene Simmons was a character, right? The makeup, the persona, that was all intentional to get attention, to get people talking, to get people to notice you. Because there are 100 million, that's a little bit of an exaggeration, there are a lot of rappers, white rappers, non-white rappers, who are unremarkable. And they might be talented. Like, I said this in a live stream that is not up anymore because I didn't feel like leaving it up. But being talented is frequently not enough. You can be extremely talented. You can be a great writer. You can have great bars. But you got to get noticed, right? You got to get somebody's attention. And if you don't get somebody's attention, you just are a broke guy trying to rap, or girl trying to rap, you know, putting out great stuff that nobody ever hears. There are a lot of artists that I listen to that I have just sort of stumbled upon that have no footprint whatsoever. Nobody knows who they are. And they're talented. They write great stuff. But for whatever reason, they never got the attention of the right radio station or the right music critic or the right show promoter or the right label, right? And they just never, they put out a couple albums. Nobody ever really got involved and nobody really ever gave them attention, and then they just had to quit. So there are a lot of people with a lot of talent who never make it. And there are a lot of people with very little talent who make it because they're willing to put themselves out there in a way that some artists aren't. And RiFF is talented. Don't get it twisted, right? He is a goofy looking character. And you can make credible accusations about, cultural appropriation. But I also know he grew up playing basketball just like I did. And the stuff I was into in high school was bandanas and baggy shorts and, cornrows. Now, I didn't ever do cornrows. I didn't want cornrows for myself, but I always thought they looked really cool. And I don't know, there is some of that, right? That's the culture that he is from, is basketball culture. And that's how a lot of basketball players dress. That's the style. So I'm not saying that to excuse him. Maybe there are really negative things about the way he dresses that we should discuss. I'm not here to comment on that because I don't feel like I have the authority to. But I do know that I think it's from a place of love for him, right? I think that's just from he lived in Houston, he played basketball. And you just kind of, that's what the people around you dress like. Anyway, that's a departure. But yes, his persona is big and over the top, but there is talent underneath it. And I just want to make sure that that's clear. He is not just a gimmick rapper. He is not just a guy who is famous because of his persona. There is actual skill behind it. Anyway, this is a fun video. I really like this one. I like the beat. I like the song. I really enjoyed the video. Hope you guys liked it. Give me a like and a subscribe if you are so inclined. I'm always happy to get those. Give me a comment if you want. I may do more RiFF on the channel. This is the second one. I did that Diplo song. We'll see. There may be more. Have a good day, everybody. Stay safe out there. If you see somebody hating, point them out. And don't talk to cops.